Peace and blessings, family. It's me, Coach 67 Sports TV. Shout out to the awesome and amazing LDBC, Lions Den Boston community. Before we go any further in the video, like the video, share the video, comment in the comment section, subscribe to the channel. Also, click the notification bell so you can be alerted anytime I post any new videos. This particular video is about David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. They're getting ready to fight each other in March. And these two, based on the press conference that they had yesterday, these two really don't like each other. There's a strong disdain between the two of them for each other. They really don't like each other. The tension was strong. And David Benavidez, he made it clear and transparent that he really doesn't like Caleb Plant. I think the feeling is mutual, but it seems to be a little bit stronger coming from David Benavidez going towards Caleb Plant. Now, just to kind of give you a little background history in terms of the two, David Benavidez, he's a two-time super middleweight champion. He lost his belts twice. However, he didn't lose them in the ring. In one particular instance, he lost his title on the scale. And then in another instance, he lost it due to substance abuse issues. So in both cases, he didn't lose his belt either time in the ring. Now, in terms of Caleb Plant, he was the other title holder in the division. And he lost to Saul Canelo Alvarez, which made Canelo Alvarez the undisputed super middleweight champion. After that particular fight, Caleb Plant had an 11-month layoff. And then coming off his 11-month layoff, he fought against Anthony Durrell in a very impressive bounce-back performance. He got a pretty impressive and savage knockout of Anthony Durrell, who also in himself, he was a former two-time champion. So the two of them, with this fight between David Benavidez and Caleb Plant, between the two, whoever wins this fight is going to be the clear-cut number one contender in the super middleweight division for Canelo Alvarez super middleweight title. Now, I'm almost certain Canelo, he wants Caleb Plant to win because he already knocked out and he already beat Caleb Plant. And I think that's part of the reason why Canelo moved up to super middleweight, because it was obvious he didn't want to become the undisputed champion in the middleweight division. Even though he beat Triple G, he never made any attempt to fight Jamal Charlo, and he didn't make any attempt to fight Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Those were the other two middleweight champions besides himself and Triple G. He didn't want to fight either one of them. And at a certain point, it seemed like he didn't want to fight David Benavidez either. However, once David Benavidez lost his belt the second time, he moved up to super middleweight. He collected most of the other belts. He collected the other belts. And then the final strap for him to become undisputed was Caleb Plant. And, Caleb Plant did, he did well in that fight for a particular point in time. But, being a boxer that he is, he just admired his work a little bit too much for my liking. And in addition to that, he wasn't focused. He got complacent, and he got knocked out. So Caleb Plant, he cannot do that fighting against David Benavidez. In terms of both fighters first, Caleb Plant, he cannot do that against David Benavidez. David Benavidez is one of these type of fighters. He's a stalker. Basically watching him fight is like, watching some kind of zombie or Frankenstein or mummy just stalk his opponent and just, just gradually just attack and just wear him down and just be aggressive. He's that kind of fighter. He's in your chest. Whereas Caleb Plant, he's more of a boxer. And, in the fight against Canelo, to me, he just admired his work a little bit too much. He was complacent. He wasn't laser focused, and he got knocked out. Now, on the flip side of that, in terms of David Benavidez, he's been a solid fighter in the ring. When he comes to fighting, he brings his A game. He's something to deal with. However, his issues have been out of the ring in terms of his substance abuse issues and him not being disciplined in terms of making weight. He lost one particular instance, like I said earlier, he lost one of his titles on the scale. And in addition to that, that's pretty much been one of my issues with him in terms of David Benavidez. He, you know, a couple times he didn't fight at, the full super middleweight limit. He kind of fought at a catch weight. As a result, he was able to fight, and not really be as disciplined, not make 168. So he fought at 170 a couple times because he wasn't able to make the super middleweight division, limit at 168. So he's going to have to kind of be laser focused in terms of making sure he doesn't have any distraction outside of the ring, that he's disciplined, and that he can make weight. But based on the animosity and disdain that the two of these individuals have for each other, like I said, David Benavidez in particular, he made it clear and transparent throughout the course of the press conference that he really doesn't like Caleb Plant, that he wants to savagely knock him out. He wants to put him in the hospital. And, I think it's going to make for a pretty good fight. In my particular humble opinion, I think it's a 50-50 fight. Now, legendary middleweight champion Bernard Hopkins, he kind of gave his opinion. He leans towards and favors Caleb Plant in terms of this particular fight. He thinks Caleb Plant is going to win. Whereas in terms of, the boxing channels that I watch and the individuals that I talk to on a consistent basis, most of these individuals are favoring David Benavidez. Now, like I said, I think it's a 50-50 fight. However, I'm going to lean slightly towards David Benavidez, but I think more than anything, whichever fighter is able to impose his style on the other fighter, that's going to be the fighter that's going to have the most success, and that's going to be the fighter that's going to win this particular fight. Like I said, if it's more of a boxing contest, I'm definitely leaning towards Caleb Plant. If it's more of, I'm going to be able to pressure you and impose my style and be aggressive and wear you down, I'm leaning more towards David Benavidez. If that's the case, certain individuals really believe that Caleb Plant really doesn't have the power to keep David Benavidez off of him. But I think Caleb Plant, he's real confident in his power based on, his last fight, the impressive, knockout he had of Anthony Terrell, who's also a former champion. But I think the thing that Caleb Plant needs to be leery of and needs to understand that, I really don't think he has like Deontay Wilder, Tank Davis, Mike Tyson, Kelly Pavlik type power. It's more of a situation where it just was a perfect counter shot, and it was like the perfect punch at the perfect time. So he shouldn't get overconfident. But that's it for this video. Like the video, share the video, comment in the comment section, subscribe to the channel. Also click the notification bell so you can be alerted anytime I post any new videos. I'll catch y'all on the rebound. Have a blessed and phenomenal evening. Peace and blessings.